Hey, Dr. Joe here. Listen, I want to go over my healthy lifestyle system that you have by now and kind of help you get started because there's a lot of material, a lot of components, and I don't want you to be confused from the get-go. I guess the first step you need to know if you're going to eat according to your blood type is what's your blood type. You may know your blood type, but if you don't, I provided for you a home blood typing kit. This is very, very accurate, and within 5 or 10 minutes after following the instructions, you'll know your blood type. And keep this in mind that regardless of your blood type, the Rh factor, the negative or positive, does not play into the diet plan. So just the fact that you're either an O, an A, a B, or an AB is all you need to know. Then I would suggest that you start delving into my book, Blood Types, Body Types, and You. I have sections for each blood type, and you're going to learn a lot about yourself, about your strengths and your weaknesses, but also I provide 14 varieties of breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, desserts, trail mix snacks that you can take with you on the road, as well as recipes. And you'll be able to apply this day in and day out so that you're making your food selections most compatible to your blood type. And in the coaching, you're going to see the value and importance of that, even though I explained it in the book. You may be a family that has different blood types. I address that as well. I also address in Blood Types, Body Types, and You, exercise according to your genetics or your body type. Are you a pear, an apple, a banana? You say you don't know. I explain exactly the characteristics, the trouble or problem areas in troubleshooting so that you can correct that. In fact, in the Fork in the Road series that you see here, I cover that in the workout tapes. When you get to the fork in the road, there's a instruction sheet that is laid out for you. Just simply follow the instruction sheet. And after the introduction, I want you to start with DVD number 2. That's mostly inspirational and motivational to get you on track because let me tell you something, exercise and diet is one thing, but the willingness to do it comes from up here. And so it's your attitude that's key, so we start there. And then you just take the time, whether it's in the evening or over the weekends, and play these DVDs and listen to what I got to do. Say, because I'm coaching you with a lot of information, and if it's overwhelming, don't worry about that. You don't have to memorize all that. In our coaching online, week in and week out, I'm going to break this down and how to apply it. So there's a lot of knowledge you can gain about yourself, your uniqueness, that's so accurate that I know you're going to have great success, but I'm going to be working with you online through the coaching that's going to break it down and keep you motivated and on track. Now you can see also the other components. You know, we have the journal. That journal booklet is so important to just jot down thoughts and points that I'm making to you so that you have a reference point. Should you slip, you know, should you backslide a little bit and say you're losing weight, now you're gaining it back, you can make some points in there that you, as a reference point, that help you get back on track. And by the way, when you get started, I also want you to go right to the master measurement recording sheet and put your measurements down. We have to have a starting point because every 30 days we're going to go back and remeasure. And you're going to see besides your weight and height, and by the way, when it says your body weight, that's cool to determine your body weight, but don't get stuck on the scale. Because what's more important, and I talk about it in Blood Types, Body Types, and You, is body composition, and that's muscle versus fat percentage. And on the back of this chart, you're going to see where you can scribe the lines that are designated for you as a woman or a man and know your body fat percent and start with that. So when we're putting our measurements down from the beginning and every 30 days, we can come back, not see just how much weight we lost, what percent of body fat we lost. That's the great indicator for your health and cosmetics. Over here we have workout charts that work along with the tapes, so all you have to do is follow the instructions and use them in a month-to-month basis. And of course, you go out for dinner or you're going out shopping, you're going out for lunch, you can't remember what foods work best for you, take the beneficial and the neutral and the avoid cards with you. Put them in your wallet or your purse. It's very easy to carry, and they're great reference cards. I call them cheat sheets that'll help you while you're not too familiar with all this. Also, I have my other book, Never Go Back, and that's all about once you're successful, get an attitude that says, I will never go back. All right? And in here, the first 4 chapters, they're mostly inspirational, and a lot of them are from my own experiences of test and trial. Some of the things I've gone through to get to where I'm at, and I share with you the mental edge that you have to be successful, whether it's in business, at family relationships, at losing weight, being healthy. My co-author, Dwight Bain, who is a life coach in our coaching community, also wrote in here about the emotional triggers and food triggers that cause you to fail. And we want to be careful about that because those will trip us up. And if we're not careful, and if weight loss is your goal, you can be like 95% of every other successful person who lost weight and gain it back. This will teach you not to. Then there's inspirational stories from real people. We call it real people, real results. A mom and daughter team. 71-year-old mom, 50-year-old daughter together lost over 215 pounds by eating foods for their blood type and exercising for their body type. And they're exercising 3 days a week. The tapes are here that you can follow, and I happen to be your life coach and your fitness trainer, so you have all the tools you need to be healthier, to lose weight, and to keep it off. Also, I want you to know that in my book, I talk about an 80-20 rule. In other words, let's not try to be perfect. Let's just try to improve. If you can work your way up to making food selections 80% of the time, 20% could be for taste and fun alone, and you don't have to worry about that interfering with your progress or your goals or even your health. So you have all the tools here, but I want you to know something too. We have the coaching that you're going to be doing on demand online, and you got to remember one thing with that is I'm breaking down everything for you, but more than that, after every coaching session, I'll be sending you an email. I'll be following you up with a recap so that I can stay engaged with you. You're not going to get away from me, okay? If you have questions, you go to Ask Dr. Joe, and I'm going to respond to you, but I'm going to be sending you emails after every coaching session to kind of recap for you what we talk about and make you some suggestions for the next week and weeks to come. But also, you're going to find in here that some of the issues you may be dealing with have nothing to do with weight, but maybe you have depletion in nutrition. Well, I want you always to go to the corporate store, and you know that you get 30% of all of my products, and sometimes you do need to supplement your diet. It's vitally important. But this is where we begin. Start off knowing your blood type, start reading the book, go through the DVDs, make your journals, make your notes, read all about the emotion side that messes you up. Now listen, when it comes to weight loss and keeping it off, here's a golden rule to go by. Eat when you're hungry, stop when you're satisfied, and don't eat or stop if you're full. If you find yourself eating and you're not hungry, it's emotionally driven. It's an emotional issue that the book will point out for you so you can be healthier and you can be fit and reach the goals you want. So everything is here laid out for you, plus the coaching, plus my staying engaged with you through the internet. So we've got everything to help you be healthier. So let's get to work.